Hello, Hartford Public Library. I'm Davina,
And I am Goulet.
and we are really excited to have the opportunity to speak with you today a little bit about ourselves and a little bit about our business, and to talk about literature that has been important in our lives and has had an impact on us. So, I grew up in England, but I've been in America for over 20 years now. And most of that time has been here in Connecticut, and it's been a really great experience. Went to college here. Our kids were all born here, so we've had exposure to so many different communities, so many different lifestyles that have definitely impacted our life, um, both personally, as a family, and professionally as well.
And I am actually a native of Hartford, Connecticut, born and raised. So I really am excited for the opportunity to be able to speak. Thank you, Hartford Library, for this opportunity. A little bit about myself. I graduated from elementary school, middle school, high school from Hartford, Connecticut. I went to college for a few years, stopped my studies to go to the military, and hence what we're going to talk about next is our business, which is a veteran-owned coffee and tea business.
Yes, so our business is called Any Sips. The letters of the business stand for the first letters of our children's names, and we are, as he said, a coffee and tea shop. We started back last year, July, August, and we were doing farmers markets in the community throughout Connecticut, mostly in Hartford and New Haven County. And we opened up our small shop in January, and then of course COVID. So we've had to make some changes within the business. We went primarily online, and we have started almost a social impact program that's related to coffee. When people buy coffee, we donate coffee to essential workers, healthcare workers, and other community heroes that are making impacts on the community and helping us to kind of just keep moving through COVID.
That's our way of saying thank you for taking the time away from your families to keep us safe. So for every 2 bags of coffee purchased, one is actually donated to healthcare workers, essential workers, etc. With one of the things that we try to do as far as giving a gift as well, outside of the donations, is I had my dad gave me a journal right before my deployment to Fallujah, Iraq. So in some of the coffees we've named thus far is Roll Call and Moto. Those two in particular, I send some of my journal entries with any purchase of Roll Call and Moto, just giving a little explanation of what it was like in Iraq, being away from home. So I kind of get the COVID is kind of allowing people to have more time with family despite being separated, and it may be a difficult time. So hopefully the journal entries will give you a little bit of comfort of what it was like being overseas. Davina mentioned earlier about some of the literature that has inspired us as far as our business, and one of the favorite books that I've read thus far is called Black Titan. And in this book, it talks about the grandson of a slave born into poverty in 1892, and he used his hand and his hustle and his grit to create wealth, generational wealth. The story was written by his two relatives, and they go into the journey of how he got started. Mr. A.G. Gatson, who the story is told of, is instrumental in the civil rights. He didn't protest, but what he ended up doing was funding some of the civil rights movements, and also he was one of the first black people to own hotels, so and motels, and they were used during some of the civil rights movements, so to house some of the civil rights leaders. So I just really enjoy the story from rags to riches, kind of like when we're on a journey. So again, I enjoy the story of A.G. Gatskin, the rags to riches story, his not letting the times of which he was becoming an entrepreneur deter him. He used what he had and became very successful, but it also pivotal in helping with civil rights.
And one of the books that I think really impacted me was the Michelle Obama's autobiography, if you will. It really was a story for me that not only gave answers to questions of what is the Barack Obama family like, um, but how she got to where she was. in a lot of ways, yes, she was first lady, but she has her own story, and I thought that that was really impressive and wonderful to be able to read about her persistence, the way she set goals for herself, the way she didn't limit herself, and she always has like a "I can do it" attitude, which I think is really important in raising a family, in having a business, and I think just in general moving forward in life. When you're going through difficult things, um, turning those into positive situations that can impact your life and create something for generations to come. She also was a philanthropist, or is a philanthropist, and has done so much for the community, um, with health, education, and so many other aspects. So she definitely has given me like a guide almost of how to move forward and keep progressing in life. So that's one book. And then I had bought some books for my daughter by James Reynolds, and it was the Ghost series that talks about a young track team and the different aspects of four of the characters' lives. And I just thought it was wonderful. I tried to read the books, so we try to read the books before we give them to the children, just to make sure that they're not too edgy. But these books were wonderful. The message in them was wonderful, and just the writing was really fun and exciting to go from one book to the next one in the four-part series.
We're thankful again, Hartford Public Library, for the opportunity just to give a little brief introductory of who we are. And also, again, we want to say thank you to the essential workers for what you're doing. We don't take it for granted. And again, as our little thank you, we donate bags for every two that is bought. Hartford Public Library, I just want to say thank you because growing up as a child, my mom would bring me and my brother there to read, and during the summer months to keep out of trouble. So many great memories, and the public library is very important. And it not only it opens the world to young people through literature. You can refine anything, and I remember when we didn't have internet, we would go there and get online, waiting our turn to actually get a chance to get on the internet. A lot of great programs also offered there. So we again, the Hartford Public Library has been instrumental in my growing up. So I want to say thank you for this opportunity. It's not taken lightly.
Yes, and again, same for me. Just when I first moved to this country, Hartford Public Libraries were really important to me as well. It gave me a way of feeling connected still. Books can take you from one place to another and transport your mind and provide comfort, knowledge, and so many other things. So we appreciate what you're doing. We appreciate all the programs that you have available for all different types of communities, from newborns to 99-year-olds. There's something that you can find at Hartford Public Library. Thank you very much.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.